Namaste to all. An interesting observation, probably you would have also observed. We must understand the fundamental difference between the modern science, the religions, the major religions of this world, the Vedanta, which is let's say a part of Hinduism, and the Vedas. Let's try to understand the fundamental difference. It's very interesting to understand and go into the depth. So when we speak about the modern science says that the consciousness is evolving from the matter. Here the matter means mass, energy, time, space, etc. This evolves over a period of time as consciousness. For example, the modern science speaks about Big Bang theory. The entire universe, this entire cosmos is at one point of time was inside a single point, and that single point had infinite energy within it. So when the Big Bang happened, the energy was thrown out of that point, and slowly everything got expanded. So time got created, space got created, the energy got converted into mass, what we see in this universe as Earth, Sun, Moon, etc., galaxy, etc. And at some point of time, the life got created. It was an accident probably, but we do not know. But fundamentally, the matter of this universe, inside from the matter of this universe, the life got created. So consciousness is a byproduct of the non-alive matter. What is Chetana, Chetan Tattva, is byproduct of Jada Tattva, is what the modern science says in fundamental level. Of course, they do not speak about Jad and Chetan, but we can try to interpret. To prove this point, I was seeing a very interesting video. There was a guy who was doing an experiment. So he said, see, we can create life from non-alive matters. So he took some sand, he put inside a test tube, and then he put water inside the test tube. And then he said that, see, I put sand and water and I'm keeping in the sunlight. Let's see what happens. So after 20 days, he is observing the same test tube. Every day he is seeing the test tube. And after 20 days, he is seeing the test tube. He sees a small microorganism which is moving inside the test tube. So he's trying to say a very interesting point. He says, see, the soil is non-alive. The water is non-alive. The sun is non-alive. The sunlight is non-alive. The air is non-alive. Inside the test tube, we can see an alive organism. So this is how the life formed in the universe. Everything was non-alive. Suddenly we saw the life formation. So there is nothing called as Almighty God to create, etc. So modern science is proven by this test tube experiment. This is an interesting observation. Of course, it has to be disproved by the fundamentals of Vedas. I will try to explain to you later on when we speak about Vedas. So this is an interesting observation from the point of view of science. Science says Chetan Tattva, the consciousness, can be created from non-alive matters. So that is why most of the modern scientists, they do not believe in existence of Almighty God or existence of Jivatma, etc., etc. So for them, the life is just a chemical transformation or chemical process. Okay, so this is one of the standpoint. The second standpoint is the view of the religions. What religions say? For example, let's take the religion of Islam, the fastest growing religion in the world, or let's say Christian, the major religion of this world. Hinduism, I'm just trying to take later on. Of course, I'm not a religion person. I always speak about Vedas, which belongs to everybody. Vedas do not belong to any religion. But still, let's take Islam or Christianity, especially Islam. They say, the religions say, the matter is a product of consciousness. Like God says that God wanted to create the universe. God created the universe just like that. So the alive power of Almighty God just created the non-alive world. Whatever we see in this world is non-alive. Of course, we know that the earth is non-alive, sun is non-alive, moon is non-alive, galaxies are non-alive. Whatever we see, our wall, brick, cement, water, air, fire, everything is non-alive matter. So God, the conscious being, creating the unconscious or Jad Tattva. This is the view of religions. So this is the second standpoint. One was the modern scientific standpoint, other one is the religion standpoint. Okay. The third standpoint is of the Vedantists. Why I am taking Vedantism, or especially Advaita Vedanta. especially Advaita Vedanta. I'm not a Dvaitvad. I don't believe in Dvaita or Vishishtadvaita or Advaita, etc. But when we speak about the Advaita philosophy specifically, Advaita says very simply another concept. Advaita says the world is just an appearance in consciousness. Advaita does not say that Almighty God created the universe. It just to say this world is an appearance. It is not a real. The world is an appearance in consciousness. So when you ask the question to whom, it says to consciousness itself. So for Almighty God, this world is an appearance to Himself. And you are also Almighty God because you are part of the world. So you are Chetan Tattva. There is only one consciousness. Everything is one. So this world is just an appearance. The moment you realize that you are Almighty God, this world will disappear for you. This is another concept. Of course, for understanding Vedanta, we must do a lot of research. And Vedanta has developed so many concepts over the past 2000 years. And people have a belief that Shankaracharya and his guru and his guru's guru Gaudapada, etc., they expanded the theory of Advaita Vedanta. And they believe in Ashtavakra Gita and many other books which speaks about Vedanta. Of course, Ashtavakra Gita is not an authentic book from the Sanatan Dharma point of view, from the Vedas point of view, but still there are many good concepts in Ashtavakra Gita which tallies with Vedas, which helps us in going towards Vairagya. So Advaita Vedanta says that this world is an appearance, just like a snake is appearing in the rope. The snake does not exist, but when you see a rope from a distance in a light where there is no proper light, there is a little bit of darkness in the room, small light is there, then suddenly the rope appears as if it is a snake. So similarly, the Advaita Vedantists say that this world is just an appearance, and because of the appearance we feel the world, we think that this world is real. Just like somebody will think that the snake was real, whereas the snake does not exist. So they also say that this entire cosmos is an appearance in consciousness. So this is the third concept. And the fourth one is the Prakriti Purusha Vedic concept. Almighty God says in the Vedas very clearly that Prakriti is non-alive matter, which is Swayambhu. That means Prakriti is not created by anybody. It always exists, just like matter can neither be created nor be destroyed. So Prakriti can neither be created nor be destroyed. And Purusha, Almighty God, can neither be created nor be destroyed. And Jivatma also can neither be created nor be destroyed. So Almighty God is powerful. He is conscious being. He is almighty, living entity, Chetana. Almighty God creates this universe from the Prakriti. That is the reason this universe is non-alive, because Prakriti is non-alive. When I make as I have explained several times in previous examples, like I make the steering wheel, I'm driving the car. The steering wheel is made of some rubber parts or plastic parts. The steering wheel is non-alive because the rubber and plastic is non-alive. So similarly, when I make the world with Prakriti, when Almighty God makes the world with Prakriti, the world will have the qualities of Prakriti. Prakriti has got three gunas: Rajaguna, Tamaguna, Sataguna. So the world also has the same qualities. Whereas if Almighty God creates something out of His own, like religion says that Almighty God creates the matter, the world also should have the quality of Almighty God. Because like the example of the steering wheel, it's created from rubber and plastic. It has the quality of rubber and plastic. So if Almighty God creates the universe just like without any raw material, then the universe will have the quality of Almighty God. The universe will be eternal. The universe will be all powerful. The universe will be, can neither be destroyed nor be formed. This kind of qualities of Almighty God will be there in the universe, which is anyway contradicting to the formation of universe. So Vedas and the modern religions like Islam or Christianity, they contradict on this fundamental. The second one, Almighty God says, why I create the world? Because I have the power to create the world. Suppose I construct a building, I construct a very modern sophisticated building because I am able to create it. I am able to design such a building. So I have the ability and I have the money and I have the requirements, I have the land availability, etc. So I am able to create a building. So similarly, God creates this universe for whom? God does not create the universe for himself. Like I create a building for myself. But God is omnipresent. Being omnipresent, God creates this universe for us, Jivatma. God is always present even before the creation of universe. So God does not require the universe to live upon. God is always Chetana. God is always conscious being. So He does not need a universe to live upon. He does not need anything out of this universe to live upon. He does not need food. He does not need water. He does not need air. He does not need anything. So that's why God creates the universe for the purpose of souls. We Jivatma to live upon here. We Jivatma means Jivatma was not created by Almighty God. If Jivatma got created by Almighty God, then Jivatma will have the same quality of Almighty God. Means Jivatma will be all powerful. Jivatma can create the universe. Jivatma will be able to control the birth and death. Are we able to do that? No, we cannot do that. So we are always different from Almighty God. So God says in the Vedas that I created this universe from Prakriti for the benefit of Jivatma, so that you can go through the result of the previous karma deeds. One may ask that how the when the universe gets created, where is the karma? The universe gets created, Almighty God says yata purvam akalpayat, based on your previous karma of the previous universe. Because universe creation, maintenance and destruction is a continuous cycle. It goes on and on and on until we achieve moksha. We have to come in this universe again and again. So God creates the universe from Prakriti, and God is Almighty God, and for the benefit of the Jivatma, for us, so that we can do our karmas. So this is the concept of Vedas. Whereas Vedanta says the world is an appearance. If the world is an appearance, then if I am Almighty God, Vedanta says that everything there is no two, there is only one. Nothing actually exists. It's only Almighty God, but it's just an appearance. Appearance means we can say that by mistake I am seeing a snake on the rope. So here the question comes that how can Almighty God have an error in His vision? How can Almighty God infer something as an error? Then He is not Almighty. And secondly, if Almighty God, if I am Almighty God, will I ever give dukh to myself? No. If I am Almighty God, then I decide my result of the deeds, right? Because the result of the deeds cannot be decided by itself. It is jad. If I do a karma, the result is awarded by Almighty God. But if I am Almighty God, I can do any karma. I can do all immoral deeds also, because the result is in my hands. So the Advaita Vedanta is actually contradicting to Vedas, fully contradicting. Then question may arise that you mean to say that Shankaracharya did mistake? No, might be, but as per the Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati's research in his life, he clearly said that Adi Shankaracharya propounded the Vedanta philosophy to win over the Jains and Buddhists. But he was a Vedic follower. He just tried to convince Jainas to prove his point. But if he had done on a real basis, on a misunderstanding, then he is for sure wrong, because it's contradicting Vedas. And we do not know that whether these are really written by Adi Shankaracharya or not, because the name of the book is saying that it's written by Adi Shankaracharya, but being a Vedic philosopher, he cannot write anything against Vedas. So this we must understand. And because the world is not an appearance, the world has to appear for whom? If God says that God is conscious being, if the world appears to Almighty God as a world, whereas the world does not exist, that means God is having a false vision, whereas God cannot have a false vision. So this is the difference between Vedanta and Vedas. So when it comes to the question of modern science, I wanted to answer you. God answers in the Vedas this: how the non-alive soil, non-alive water, non-alive sunlight created the microorganism. How it can happen? It's just because that all across this world, everywhere there are microorganisms, Jivatmas present. So God says in the Vedas there are 4 forms of life: Udbij Yoni, Andaj Yoni, Svedaj Yoni. Svedaj means that Yoni, that bacteria's virus which creates, or that insect's microorganism that is formed out of sweat. When there is a sweat, or when there is kind of water vapor present and suitable atmosphere is present, then Svedaj Yoni will be formed. So this is the one of the forms of life. Then Anda Jyoni means that form of life which is created out of egg. Udubhi Jyoni means that form of life which is breaking the soil and coming out, like plants, trees, etc. And the other one is the birth through the skin, Jarayuj, that we are born out of skin, like mammals, etc. Because by skin contact we are born. So there are 4 types of yonis, and that is the reason one of the yoni is Sweda Yoni. The test tube experiment got success. If the test tube experiment is done when the universe gets created, like God creates everything, but there is no life yet, God has not created any life forms, that test tube experiment will not success. Because the Jivatma is everywhere, based on that Jivatma karma, the Sweda Jonis are getting formed. Like example, when you have a heavy rain outside, suddenly you see there is a heavy sweat and there is a rain suddenly. If you go to the house in the evening, you switch on the light, there will be a lot of insects that is sticking around the light. They were not present one day before, they were present today, and tomorrow morning they will die. These are called Sweda Jonis. This is also a creation of Almighty God. So that's the reason the modern scientist, their understanding also is completely wrong and against Vedas. So we must always try to stick to fundamentals, which is Vedic philosophy, where we must understand Prakriti, Purusha. Prakriti is non-alive matter, eternal, Swayambhu. Purusha is Almighty God who converts the Prakriti to the universe. The universe gets again destroyed into Prakriti at the time of final destruction, and God does this creation for the benefit of human body, for human beings. This creation is needed for sustenance of human body, not needed for us as Jivatma. Jivatma can anyway live because Jivatma is always alive even in Pralaya stage. But when the sun, moon, etc. is not there, galaxies is not there, we cannot live. So this we must understand as a basic philosophy, or a difference between these 4 schools of thoughts: modern science, religions. Religion says that consciousness can create matter. If consciousness create matter, then the matter will behave like consciousness, whereas we don't see that. We don't see that the earth is talking, or wall is talking, or brick is talking, or water is talking. No. So consciousness cannot create matter. And Vedanta also says that, Vedanta says that everything is appearance, it's a mistake, but whereas the world does not exist, it's only pure consciousness. That is also a misunderstanding, because God cannot have misunderstanding. So this also we must understand. And of course there are many other concepts in Vedanta which I will try to explain later on. So this was like one of the thought process which I had and I wanted to share with you. Thank you so much. Namaste.